It was 6:30 a.m. The sun hadn't even stretched yet, but my blood was already boiling, because once again, Gary was outside my window. Scrape, scrape, scrape. That metallic sound of shovel grinding against asphalt, the soundtrack to my growing madness. He called it helping. I called it harassment wrapped in kindness. And that morning I decided he was going to learn what boundaries really meant. If you've ever had that one person who just doesn't get the word no, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready, because this story is all about quiet fury, misplaced kindness, and one woman's perfectly timed revenge. I moved to Ravenhill, Oregon, last spring, a quiet neighborhood, tall pines, and small town peace. Or so I thought. I work from home, designing websites, alone, just me and my dog Scout. Then came Gary, a middle-aged man from the apartment complex next door, always smiling, always doing favors. It started small, dragging my trash bins to the curb before pickup day, mowing grass on the side of my property, even brushing leaves off my porch. At first I thought, okay, he's just being nice. But soon, nice turned into invasive. I'd find him behind my shed, moving stuff around. One time, he raked my backyard while I was gone, and accidentally uprooted the small lilac bush I planted for my late mom. That one hurt. And every time I told him, kindly at first, then firmly, he'd smile that same clueless smile and say, "Oh, don't worry. I'm just helping out, sweetheart." Sweetheart. I hated that word from him. Weeks passed, and Gary's help grew bolder. He'd knock on my car window to chat while I was pulling in from work. One afternoon, I came home after a brutal client call, eyes swollen from crying, and he walked right up between my car and front door. He leaned against my house and started talking about the weather. I told him I needed to go. He didn't move. I literally backed out, got in my car, and drove away just to breathe. Family told me, "He's harmless, Lena. He's just being neighborly." No one understood how suffocating it felt. He wasn't dangerous, just constantly there. And when you live alone, every uninvited presence feels like a crack in your safety. Then came the snow, the first one of the season. I looked out, and Gary was in my driveway, clearing snow off my work laptop vehicle. He was touching it, running his gloves across the paint like he owned it. Something snapped inside me that morning, but I waited. I wanted him to feel it, not just hear it. Sunday, 6:30 a.m. I was off work, planning to sleep in. Instead, scrape, scrape, scrape. The sound ripped through the quiet. Gary was back, again, right outside my bedroom window. I peeked through the blinds, and there he was, wedged between my house and my work vehicle, scraping invisible snow. I could literally see his breath on the glass. That was it. I grabbed my keys, waited, and the second his gloved hands touched the hood of my personal car, I pressed the panic button. The car alarm exploded through the cold air. WEWO, WEWO, WEWO. Gary froze. He looked up at my window, confused. Then, after a few seconds, he started walking away. I waited until he reached his driveway, then hit the panic again. He spun around, face scrunch in frustration. The neighborhood lights flickered on. Curtains opened. People started watching. Exactly what he wanted, right? Attention. Every eye on the street saw helpful Gary caught red-handed trespassing on a woman's property at dawn. He stomped back to his side, muttering under his breath. And from that day forward, he never set foot on my driveway again. Some people hide control behind kindness. They cross boundaries and call it being nice. But here's what I learned. You don't owe anyone your peace of mind. If someone refuses to hear no, sometimes you have to let the car alarm do the talking. If this story made you smirk just a little, smash that like button and tell me what's the most annoying, too helpful person you've ever met. And don't forget to subscribe for more true revenge stories just like this one, where the quiet ones finally fight back.